Hello and welcome back, Teacher K French. Please like, share, and subscribe, and thank you very much. All right, so let's start with making some equivalent fractions. We have 2/3 equals, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. Remember what we do to the denominator, we do to the numerator. So 2 times 4 gives you 8/12. So 2/3 equals 8/12. Very good. All right, now that we have that, 3/10 equals, how many times does 10 go into 50? 5 times. So 3 times 5, 15. Very good. 3/10 equals 15/50. All right, 10/11. And we want to change the denominator to 121. That's 11 times 11. So what do? 10 times 11. Beat me, didn't you? 110. Great job. All right, 7/8 equals, again, we're making equivalent fractions. 8 goes into 56 7 times. So 7 times 7, 49. You guys are on fire this morning. I'm glad to hear it. All right, 2/9. How many times does 9 go into 36? You got it, 4 times. 9 times 4 is 36, so 2 times 4, 8. Excellent job. Today we're going to talk about the circle. We are going to introduce the circle, the parts of the circle. All right, so let's start. I drew a circle here. So what is a circle? All right, a circle is a geometric shape that is a simple closed curve. So say that with me. Circle equals a simple closed curve. All right, in part of the circle we have a radius. The radius is any length of a straight line from the center. It starts at the center and it goes to a point. So O to A is a radius, O to B, or B to O, O to C, O to D. All right, that's a radius. It starts in the center. That's a key word there. Now we're going to learn some formulas today too, and you can see that I wrote it up here. Radius is R, radius starts with R, is going to equal 1/2 of the diameter. Well, you're asking, okay, well, we haven't got to the diameter, but this is what's next. The diameter is a line segment that goes through the center. Remember the radius, it starts at the center, but the diameter goes through the center. It goes all the way through. All right, and then it could go that way. Now, if you have a globe, and I'm going to get one in just a minute. Let me go get one, and I'll show you on the globe what I'm talking about here. All right, so I have a globe. Yes, I'm bringing in a little bit of history here. All right, a globe is a sphere. It's the shape of a circle. It's a sphere. It's a simple closed curve. Now, you see this line right here. We call this line the equator. That equator, notice it goes all the way through the center. The equator separates the north and the east. Then you also have the prime meridian that separates the east and west. All right, both of those go through the center. We'll learn in history that the diameter is 8,000 miles. It goes all the way through. We'll learn that the circumference is 25,000 miles. So see, math goes to history. History has math in it. All right, so all the stuff connect, and that's why it's so important to learn the math, the facts, and how things work together. All right, so let's go back through here. The circle, a simple closed curve. The radius, the length that starts in the center. All right, and it goes to a point. Then you have the diameter, a line segment that goes through the center. So if radius is 1/2 of the diameter is 2 times the radius. See, this is a radius and this is a radius, but if I have BOD or DOB, I have diameter. All right? Also part of a circle is you have what's called an arc. An arc is just part of a circle. You'll see arc written like that, an arc, so we could have AB, or you could have arc BA. Now, I could also have arc AD or DA. Now, what if I went all the way from B, though, all the way to D? That's half of a circle, right? That's half. So we call that a semicircle. A semicircle then would be BAD or DAB. Could also have a semicircle this way, BCD or DCB. Now again, we're introducing the parts of the circle, so when we get into circumference and area of a circle, we can know what parts to use. All right, these parts are very important to understand. All right, a circle, if I went all the way around the circle, I'd went 360 degrees. Now, if you've ever watched basketball and someone, they said they just did a 360, that means they turned and they went all the way around and slam dunked, right? They said they did a 360 dunk. It's a 360 all the way around. Now, if all the way around is 360, that's all the way, a whole complete spin. What do you think half of a spin? Or half of a circle? It'd have to be half of 360, and so 180 is equal to a semicircle. Okay? We're also going to learn that 180 degrees is also the degrees of a straight line or a straight angle. All right, so again, these are just some things. We're trying to put a few pieces of puzzles together. All right, so what we're going to practice with today, though, since we've introduced the circle and the circle parts, we're going to practice with the radius and the diameter. We're going to practice with these two formulas. The radius being 1/2 of the diameter. Remember, it starts in the middle and goes to a point. And the diameter, 2 times the radius, it goes through the center. So we're going to work on a few problems on radius and diameter so we can work on keeping these, getting these formulas kind of in our head, so when we get again to circumference, which is what we call the area around a circle, instead of perimeter. Perimeter is for polygons, but circles are simple closed curves, so we call it a circumference. And then the inside we'll call area, just like we did on polygons. The inside is still called area. The around is the circumference. And I told you the circumference of the earth was 25,000 miles. The diameter of the earth is 8,000 miles. All right, so let's get to working on our radius and diameter practice. Okay, so I wrote radius equals 1/2 d. We know that d stands for diameter. So radius equals, say it with me, radius equals 1/2 diameter. Radius equals 1/2 diameter. All right, diameter, d equals 2r. R stands for radius. So diameter equals 2 times the radius. Diameter equals 2 times the radius. All right, so I give you a radius and a diameter chart here. If I gave you a 2-inch radius, what would the diameter be? Well, if we take the 2-inch for the radius and we put it here, we'd have diameter equals 2 times 2. So we'd have 4 inches. Make sure you use the unit of measurement. All right, so we have inches, we have inches. Now this time the chart gives you 1 foot as the diameter. Well, what is 1 foot? Do you remember what what is equal to 1 foot? Okay, so you could say 12 inches. We'll get to that when we get over here, okay? So 1 foot, we need to put 1 foot here, or 12 inches. All right, so radius equals 1/2 of 12 inches, or 1/2 of 1. Well, 1/2 of 1 is a half. So here would be 1/2 a foot, or we could say 6 inches. Okay, here we have also the diameter, and we've got to find the radius. So take the 9 inches, 1/2 of 9. All right, so do 1/2. So that's 9 divided by 2. Anytime you take something half, you're just cutting it in 2. So 2 can go into 9 4 times, and that gives you 4 1/2. So 4 1/2 inches. This time we have a radius of 5 millimeters. Millimeters doesn't get a period after abbreviation. Sorry about that. 5 millimeters. So we take the 5 and put over here with an R. So diameter equals 2 times 5. Very good. 10 millimeters. All right, here we have a radius of 6 inches. So we take 2 times 6. We get 12 inches, or 1 foot. All right, let me put a few more up here for you to practice. All right. Go ahead and just erase those right there. We'll give you 3 of them to practice. All right, so if I gave you a radius of 9 inches, I want you to find the diameter. All right, if I gave you a diameter of 5 meters, I want you to find the radius. And then if I gave you a radius of 4 centimeters, I want you to find that diameter. All right, again, radius equals 1/2 times the diameter. Radius equals 1/2 times the diameter. So we're taking the diameter and cutting it in half. The diameter equals 2 times the radius. So we are doubling the radius. Since we cut the diameter in half over here to get the radius, now we've got to take the radius and double it to get the diameter. All right, so just remember those formulas. Let's say them again. Radius equals 1/2 diameter. Diameter equals 2 times the radius. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.